Now we're going to design that first section of our website using Brizy Page Builder. So here, as we can see, we have our main visual element on left side, which is that guy, as you can see, exactly in third left side, following rule of third, which is very famous in photography as well. So basically, guys, our eyes tends to see that part in any image first, then it moves here, then lower right corner in the part. So try to keep your important visual elements in that area of your website, which will be the first thing your viewers will see. You don't have to use the same exact image in here, or otherwise we will have tons of websites including the same image. But actually, to design a similar image, I had to use Photoshop and Illustrator, which are essential tools for each and every designer, by the way. Actually, I happen to have a master class on Photoshop and Illustrator if you would like to master these tools. But of course, you don't have to use Photoshop and Illustrator to create your images. You can always find cool images on the web as well. However, let me go quickly to Photoshop and show you the main concept of creating a similar design. So for some of you guys who don't know anything about Photoshop, this design is made by different design elements and layers on top of each others. So this is our original image in here, which you will find in your resources as well. And I found that image on pixels.com and other images as well for that cool guy jumping everywhere for our hypothetical brand, which might be clothes brand in that case. Maybe we're selling comfortable clothes for hanging out, maybe like American Eagle. Remember guys, this is all hypothetical. So here I started masking that guy out of that image, so I can place vector design elements behind that guy, like that. You can see these circles in here behind our guy. And also we have some design elements on top of him, like that one and that one here. And also our type will be behind our guy to create such a pleasing effect. And this is, by the way, one of the design trends in web design and different design categories as well, where you can mix images with vector elements like these circles in here. And those vector elements are made in Adobe Illustrator, like these circles and those lines in here. That's Adobe Illustrator, where you can easily create vector arts, and then you can export these elements and bring them in Photoshop to create your visual composition, of course. And also I exported some of these design elements to keep using them through our website to have a consistent design in our web page. So anyway, let's go back to our home page and go into our website's back end, our WordPress. Hopefully you remember that interface in here, guys. Going to pages, you'll find home page. By the way, I also created that page in here, services, to place my demo design, which you can see in here. That one, it's in services. You can see that in here. So back to pages. You can edit your page with Brizy. If you hover in here, you will see that option, or you can click edit to see that interface, home page. Then you can click edit with Brizy. If for any reason you see back to WordPress Classic Editor or something like that, click in here, that's a bug or a glitch. And they do happen sometimes in WordPress, so don't worry about that. Before we edit with Brizy, make sure that you have your settings set. As we did before in previous video for your themes settings in here, you can find that we have no sidebar, we have disabled title, and we have full width for our page. So let's edit with Brizy. Before we start, if you're using the free version of Brizy, make sure you select from here page template default. If you are using the pro version, select Brizy template. And don't worry guys, I'm gonna show you how to customize your header and footer. However, I'm gonna keep it as it is for now on Brizy template. Then we're gonna be clicking the plus to add a new section or block. And instead of selecting from these cool pre-made designs, I want to teach you how to use Brizy. So we're going to be selecting add a blank block. So that's our block in here. We can add more elements. But before we do that, let me select our block's background image from here. So here we have our block settings. Here we can select the background image, selecting that one and clicking in here. Here in our library, we can find that we have those uploaded images that I already uploaded to create that demo design I showed you. However, if you'd like to use any of these images, you will find them in your resources. And for first time, you're not gonna see them in here. You need to go to upload files. Then you can click in here to select from your computer, or even you can drag and drop any of these images. So let's maybe say we need to use that one. You can click and drag and it will be uploaded to your library. Then you will see it in your media library in here. So I'm gonna be scrolling down, and instead of re-uploading these design images, I'm gonna be selecting that one. And on the right side you can see more data for your image, like size. 1 megabyte, by the way, is too big for an image on website, and that's because it's quite a large image. 1920 by 1500 pixels is quite high, and frankly I didn't optimize that image in Photoshop to make it smaller, relying on image optimization service by Short Pixel, hoping they will do a great job for us. And we will be checking our website's performance later. And here you can change your image's title if you would like, maybe something related to your brand. And this could be also quite helpful for your website's ranking in Google and other search engines. Anyway, let's select that. Now we need to extend our section's height. Easily done, just hover in here, you will see that blue area. So simply you can click and drag to extend your section. And let's keep extending a bit more. I'm gonna keep extending all the way till I see that my image is starting to get enlarged like that, which I don't like. So I'm gonna go back where it was only being extended in height. Do you see that difference in here? So this is also important to have a crisp and high quality image, because like enlarging your images like that might result in pixelation in your images. So be aware of that, okay? Anyway, now we have our background image. And as I told you guys, you don't have to go with that image in particular. You can select any other image. Same procedures apply. You're gonna be clicking in here. Then here you will find the background options, whether you would like to go for an image or video or even a map, okay? Anyway, let's keep it as this. However, if you would like to add a background video, you can link that from YouTube or Vimeo, as you can see in here. And if you'd like to have that one looped starting point of that video, very cool options as you can see. So let's go back to images. You can also reposition your image from here by dragging that point. And if you'd like to add a special effect to your image from here as well. So here we have parallax, it's none. You can select either fixed. So if you start scrolling, the image will be fixed in place like that. Or you can select animated, which is going to give you a nice animation once you start scrolling your mouse. And probably I'm gonna keep it on animated for now. Also, if you are a pro user, you have that nice option filters, where you have a nice hue slider to change your image's colors like that. And also, as you can see, this is a very nice alternative for Photoshop application, as you have these amazing tools built in your page builder. Also, we have saturation slider to make it pale or less saturated like that, or even maybe black and white. Brightness, maybe dimmer like that. Sorry for your eyes, guys. Maybe that was too bright for your eyes. It even hit my eyes right now. So probably that's exposure and this is brightness. So we have less brightness in here, higher. I don't want to go too high for the sake of our eyes. And let me set that one back as it was. And also, let's say we don't like to use images in our background, want to get a solid color, you can do that from here. So here you have overlay and you have borders for almost each and every element in here. You have these options, so we're not going to go through them again. However, now in overlay, you get to choose either you would like to have a solid background color or gradient color. Starting with solid, we have zero opacity for that color. If we increase that slider, it's gonna be black like that. We can select a different point in here. You can see how transparent it is. Maybe you can make it 100% solid color by going all the way to up like that. selecting different colors. From here, that's our hue slider, and that's our opacity slider. So you can reduce opacity from here, dragging that slider easily like that, okay? And as you can see, this could be also a nice cool color filter for your background image. If you're going after that effect, you can do it from here. And here we have our color palettes, which we're going to discover more in detail later. And that's, by the way, our normal state. And we have also a hover state for that element. So if people hover over that section, they can see a different color, maybe green. So this is how it will look like if we have a mouse over that block. And this is how it will look like without having a mouse hovering in here. Okay, you can see the difference. Anyway, let's disable that, selecting 0 opacity for solid and 0 as well for hover. Then here we have saving option for that section or block, so you can reuse it later in different web pages. Then let's go to settings. From here we have more customization for our block's width and height. For width we can select full width, though it's already on 100%. However, let's make it full. And for height, instead of auto, you can select custom height or full height for your image. So let's go to more settings in here, where we can see more settings for styling and advanced settings, and we will discover them in coming videos. However, for now what we need to know about are dividers, and you can find them here at the bottom of these settings, dividers. Here we have top and bottom dividers. We're going to be selecting bottom for our block. And let me show you guys how cool are these dividers. So instead of none, let me select any of these shapes. By the way, if you can't see them like in that case in here, you can switch these settings to left side by clicking that button here, aligned left. And also you can lock them in place. So if you click anywhere outside, they're gonna be there. However, now let's select our block again so we can see its settings. And scrolling down so we can see the lower part of our block. Then clicking on type once again, you can see here different shapes for your divider, selecting maybe that one. Then changing its color from here, white. Then you can customize its height. Scrolling down, you'll find more options for that divider. Height will be here. Something like that. You can flip it as well from here, right or left. And whether if you would like to have it on top of your design elements or below them from here as well. Of course, we don't have any design elements in here, so I can't really show you how it looks like, but if we have any image in here, we can make it on top or below our divider. You can also find different cool shapes as well, something like that. Or this one, it has a cool shade as you can see in here. And some funky ones like that one could be a cool divider for some art directions, of course. You have some curves like this, and of course the curve will be changing according to your height, and many other shapes as well. You should give them a try, of course. Anyway, I'm gonna be selecting that regular one here. I really like it, and I'm gonna keep it on that angle on that side as well. And now let's add a title or type to our block. Here as you can see we have, let me close that block. Here as you can see we have some type that's already designed in Photoshop, because it's quite hard to have multiple design elements on top of each others in Brizy. Yes, you can do that, but not like Photoshop. And we're gonna see how to do that in Brizy as well, but maybe with element or two, not so many elements like that. However, when it comes to regular type, it's recommended that you add them by Brizy. So Google and other search engines can identify your type, and also you can add some entrance effect to them. So let's go to our elements, clicking the plus in here. So many elements as you can see in here, like text, image, audio. You can add so many elements in here. Now we need to add a title where we can drag our type and place it in here. Now we have our text element and it's starting from here. Maybe we need to change our settings in our block's width to make it boxed. So we have some margin on right and left or space, that area in here. And let's go back to our type. You're seeing a live preview of your design, which is really amazing about Brizy. you can press Command or Control A to highlight everything. Let's maybe type elegant design. And let me turn on caps lock where we can type capital letters. Now it's time to style our type, and we can do that from here as well. Everything is so simple in here. You can start maybe by color, selecting white. And now let's select our font and make it look like a title. Going to that T letter in here where you can select your font. You have different fonts in here. Or you can add a new font. If you don't like any of these fonts, you can click in here. Either you can select from Google Fonts, or, which is really amazing, you can upload your own font to Brizy and use that in your website. However, let's go back to our existing fonts. Those are nice fonts. We can start with them for now. So let me select Canet. I like that one and I find it suits other fonts in here. By the way, guys, you need to be consistent in your website with your fonts and your colors. So if you're going to use that font, you need to keep using the same exact font through your entire website. Maybe you can use a different font for your titles, but try to keep it one single font through your entire website, or maybe maximum 2 fonts, okay? Let's keep it a deal, okay? Don't go crazy with fonts because some people like to do that, okay? And actually here Brizy is offering you a very professional option for you to keep consistency through your website. So here from typography you can find that they are offering you different presets that you can keep using through your entire website. So for example, you can select paragraph for your paragraphs, and for your different headings you can select either heading 1, it's a very main title in your section or block. This could be a subtitle and so on and so forth. And even you can customize type for your buttons, okay? So if we select maybe heading 1, so this is how it's going to look like. You will have size of 46 for your type. You will have a normal weight. You can select to make it bold. But anyway, if you would like to customize these presets, and you can do that once and for all for your website, you can go to that brush in here, which is styling. In that case, you will find your different colors and also your different titles. So let's maybe say we need to customize our heading 1, size, weight, which font is being used. And in that case, it's that font, which is dark font, it's bold already. And you'll also find your different options for tablet and mobile devices, so you can customize these settings for these devices as well. And if you want to keep those existing presets as they are and add your own presets, you can click in here, add new. Then scrolling down, you'll find new style 10. Click in here and start customizing maybe your own heading 1 or whatever you would like. So anyway, let's go back to our type. Selecting our type, we have our options in here. Maybe that's quite too much. Let's reduce its size a bit. You can also make it bold or italic from here. You can align your type to center or left. And here you can add a link to your type. And in that case, you're converting your title into a button, which we don't want to do for now. However, there is something that we need to do for our title, which is going to these settings in here. Then here we will find HTML tag for our type. And this mainly for search engine optimizations or SEO, as you are introducing your website for different search engines. And in that case, we need to tell Google or other search engines that this is a title, H1, a main title actually, if that's the case in your section, and each block needs to have only one H1, okay? You'll find more details in your resources about HTML tags and how to set them properly for your website. And we will be doing them together as well. So let's select H1 for that one, if that's an important title in your block. Maybe in that case, in my case, it's not that important, especially in that block. However, I'm gonna keep it as it is. So let's realign our type to maybe center or left and go back to our elements, clicking the plus. Now in that case, we need to add a container for our title. So scrolling down, you'll find a row and column. Let's select a column, placing that one here. Then now simply all we need to do is to select our title. Simply drag and drop your design elements. Now you can hover over any of these borders to drag your title, have it maybe to here. And now we need to move our title all the way to here. Simply you can add more columns in here or even add a spacer. There are so many ways to do that. So let's go to spacer, that element in here, which is going to add space anywhere between your elements. So I'm gonna click and drag. Once you start seeing that thick gray line, you just release your mouse to have a spacer added, select it, you'll find settings, select how much you would like to have, then you can duplicate the same element again, and instead of going and dragging and drop, maybe you're too lazy to do that, you can duplicate your design element simply like that. You might need to add another spacer in here, or even you can go to your design element. Now we have our title selected. Instead of selecting our element, we need to select our column. So hovering, clicking in here, you'll find more settings for your column. You can click on the gear for more settings. You can align title to center or bottom from here. However, let's keep it as it is. Maybe center will be fine for now, okay? And now we have our block designed. We can update that to save our progress. Then we can preview that by clicking in here. This will be opening a new tab. Actually, we need to reduce our block's height a bit. So let's go back to our page builder. Simply dragging that one all the way to 400, maybe 32 or something like that. Now this looks better. Maybe we need to realign that one a bit lower. So selecting our column, settings, bottom, let's update and see how it looks like. Yeah, actually this looks way much better. Let's go back and add a simple effect to our element, design element in here, selecting our title, settings, more settings, advanced settings. Here you will find that entrance animations. So once people visit your website, there will be a certain animation for each and every element that you can add, and not applicable as well to background elements so far. So you can add that entrance animation to your title, for example. Let's maybe select, there is only 4 of them. So let's maybe select flash. It will be something like that. You get to control your duration for animation and delay. If you'd like to make it slower or faster, pulse will be nice. You can make it faster if you'd like. And there's that rubber band, which I really don't recommend that you try it ever. I don't like it. So let's go back to pulse and let's update. Closing these. Checking our design. This is definitely giving us a dynamic effect to our design. So that was our website's main and first section. By building more sections, we will be faster because we already knew the basics of our page builder. Hope you enjoyed that one, guys, and I'll be seeing you in next one.